About a month ago, I posted a video on my custom leather holster. It's from craftholsters.com. Like I said, it's been about a month now. I've been wearing it day in, day out, and I just wanted to give you guys an update video on how it's held up over the month, both cosmetically and functionality. So we'll just jump straight into it. I am wearing it right now. I don't know if you can notice which position it's in. It's right here on my right hip, 3 o'clock. As you can see, it still holds really nice and tight to the body. Holds the firearm nice and close, nice and tight. Easy to conceal still. It's not sagging or anything like that. There's no damage to the loops. We'll go over that in a few minutes. As you can see, it's really concealable. I am very pleased with that. Especially here in the cold weather, it's pretty easy. You just throw a long sleeve shirt over top and it's out of sight and out of mind. Now, while I'm in this position, let me show you. The firearm is safe and clear. There's no magazine in the gun, and there's no round in the chamber. Let me shake it, show you. No round in there, where you're completely safe. Now, the one thing that I had a previous concern in my previous video is that without any reinforcements right here, that the holster would start to collapse on itself. And as you can see, one-handed reholstering is kind of a pain, but you can do it. But a lot of the times I'm finding myself using my support hand, like I'll use my support thumb and open that top end and kind of help the firearm into the holster. So that has kind of been a nuisance, but it's not that big of a deal. Don't mind the crotch shot. I'm going to remove the holster. I'll give you a close-up shot of it. I mean, you can see it's still really tight on in the loops, so it holds nice and tight on the body. There we go. All right, let me get closer for you guys. All right, here's the holster. As you saw, the belt loops have no problem holding it still. They have discolored, I should say, a little bit right here and a little bit on this side as well. But as you saw, it still holds nice and snug. It doesn't sag or droop or anything like that. It doesn't sway in and out. And I mean, that all comes down to the belt too. But anyways, I'd say other than the fact that without that, I mean, you can see how easy it is to pinch in now. Other than that, it's held up, but right there, that's kind of annoying, especially you never know, like if you're in a gunfight, fighting for your life, you don't want to have to, and you just drew your weapon. You don't want to sit there and fumble with two hands trying to reholster. I mean, I know the reholster process isn't that big of a deal, but it is annoying that it does collapse like that. Not a huge deal, but it is just annoying. Just so you're aware. The stitching is perfectly fine. There's no frayed edges on either side. It's held up really well. Discoloration around the muzzle end. A couple scratches here and there. Backside looks pretty much brand new. There's a little bit of scratching right there. Like I said, most of the wear and tear is cosmetic functionality. It's just the fact that it doesn't maintain its shape when you draw the holster or draw the firearm. What else can I say? The line work, from having the gun holstered and on my side, and I keep it holstered on my nightstand when I'm going to bed and all that. It seems like the holster is taking more shape to the firearm. The line work seems to be a little more pronounced here and here. The ejection port's a little more pronounced as well. It seems to be taking more shape and holding nice and tight. I'll show you. That was one thing, again, in my previous video. I mean, holstering it was pretty easy, but unholstering it, I mean, it was like super tight. But now, as you can see, it holsters and unholsters fairly easy. Let me show you up close. I don't think the camera's picking it up, but there is a little bit. Yeah, you can kind of see the orange right there along the rail. I don't know if it shows on that side, but you can kind of see some orange right there. That is the inside liner. Let me set the firearm out of the way. That is the inside liner wearing out. I don't know if that's normal or not. Like I said, it hasn't affected retention or anything like that. You can kind of see it there. You can kind of see this track line right here. It's made on that side and on that side. I don't know if that's normal or not. You should let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. But like I said, it hasn't affected retention or anything. It's just more of a cosmetic at this point. But I've noticed that the gun, because it does have sharp edges on that rail, that it's been kind of tearing the liner apart a little bit. The burnishing on the outside, it's very nice and straight and nice and clean, almost as if I just pulled it out of the box today. It's held up really well on both sides. There's no separation of the glue or the stitching, like I said before. I was a little concerned that they don't burnish the top edge or the muzzle end, but they haven't frayed, they haven't torn up or anything like that. They've held up really well. A little bit of discoloration, but what can you expect from a leather holster right now where it's, snowing outside? Some days it's hot, some days it's cold, some days it rains, and some days it's snowing. I mean, those conditions can take effect on the finish of a holster, and it shows. There's just some discoloration, but that's fine. Functionality hasn't, deteriorated at all. I really do like this holster. Do I recommend it still after the month using it, especially with the fact that it collapses? Yes, I still recommend it. I still think it's a great holster, especially at $70. You can't beat the price. Most custom holsters I've seen out there start around $80 to $90, even $100. So the fact that I could get this shipped to me, I mean, this is with shipping for $70. I mean, that's a great deal. I'd like to see an updated model. I hope they do an updated model with a reinforcement piece right here. Because other than that, that's the only negative I have on this holster right now. One last thing, when I purchased it, it was flat, more of a flat shape, kind of like this. As you can see now, yeah, you can see it's definitely taking on more of a curve, so it's extremely comfortable. I'm not the skinniest guy. I do have a little bit of extra love around the hips, so outside the waistband is definitely my preferred option. And the fact that it's taking more shape and curving around my hip line and waistline and all that, I really like that. It's really comfortable. So yeah, I do recommend it. I will leave a link in the description for this holster specifically and their Craft Holsters website in the description box below. I highly recommend you go check them out. It's about a 3 to 5 week wait time on a custom holster, depending on which one you get. This was a full-size 1911 with the rail, so it took a little bit longer. Excuse me, I'm getting sick. Anyways, I highly recommend you check them out. They've got like 400 plus holsters that they can make, or 400 plus designs they can make for certain firearms. They've got, suede, they've got inside, outside the waistband, they got closed top, belt loop, snap, they got the top that has a snap on it. They've got backpacks, kydex, they got everything that you can even imagine. So I highly recommend you check them out. Thank you again for stopping by and watching this video, and I hope you guys have a great day.